if you get to him in time, he won't be able to go into that door, and you won't have to follow him into that stage of the level. You can block many characters in this game, including monkeys, so they won't be able to move, and that's a very good opportunity to do it, just because then you won't have to load that loading zone. Won't have to chase him in there. There's a lot of time saving in doing so. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, so I want to stand roughly here, and I want to whack him 3 times. So now I didn't get to go into the door, and he doesn't get to load that area, and he doesn't get to do anything. That's time. Or that's the whatever. I also removed many of my old my old splits in favor for newer ones that I think are a lot more reasonable, and well, I do them the same time every time and stuff like that. It's just better. I got it. I fixed it. So the reason why we want to go like that is because we want to pick up a little bit of extra money, because when we get to this door we're gonna need 50 coins in order to get the hula costume. If we don't have 50 coins, well, we're gonna have to get it, and we're gonna have to go all the way over to the other side in order to get those extra 10 coins or whatever it is.
Functional and fashionable. Let's see, does this go over or under?
So now I'm gonna transform out of the hula suits, and when I do, I want to be rolling, because if I am, he won't stop. If I'm walking or jumping, he'll just stop mid-air and do the transformation. But since I'm rolling, well, that doesn't happen, which is very nice.
I don't suppose you could be a sport and help out an old chum. I better burrow you up there. Thanks. Yeah, okay, you're a genius.
I was supposed to jump up and hit that. So now we're gonna get the wanted signs, and I rerouted this as well. I think this is faster, but it's a traveling salesman problem, so it's gonna be very difficult to figure out the optimal path. But I think this is very close, at least. You actually want to roll and break that. Hey, Rasmus. You actually want to roll and break that crate that's in the middle, because what that does is it makes it so... Because you can't hit the poster on the ground unless the crate on top is broken. So basically what I said before you came into the chat is that I'm trying to break one twisted... Yeah, the layout. What's that Luigi emoji? I like that. I'm trying to... Because I've been practicing some and I've been making the route shorter. And I think I can break 125, and if I do, I'll be pleased with it until someone else joins the cause, or I always mess that up, or find a new exploit or something like that. So basically now I'm trying to get the 125, and if I do, I'll just go ahead and make like a tutorial video if somebody else wants to speedrun this, so they know what's up and why I do the things I do. And also I fixed all my splits and stuff like that, so they're a little bit better as well. They make more sense, both to the reroute and also they just make more sense. There's only one exception to the rule, which is you always split on a... After you get a monkey and this loading screen appears. The only exception being like bonus monkeys. I don't know if you're followed yet, but I also put this follow thing in, so when people follow, there's a big thing and it goes, "Wah!" Let's see here. Oh, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an exploit called the... Oh yeah, that's right, I haven't named that anything yet. There's a wall there. But basically, Helpful Bees found it, and it's when you load levels in this, some doors load open for some reason. Why am I going this way? And you can use that in order to pass through them. Yeah, that's the Australian, exactly. So now I'm switching to Daffy, and what I want to do is I want to use Daffy to the maximum to get some coins meanwhile, and when I switch back, this door is going to be open, so I can just walk straight through and go to the loading zone. I'm going to use this 2 times. I'm going to use this once here, I'm going to use it once later on. Ah, come on. There we go. Here when I hit this specific position, and I don't want to pop anything else, because every time you pop something from the ground, it takes a little longer until you can show up again. That might not be enough. So you just want to dig up the things you really need. And then we'll use Daff to get this 50, and hopefully we'll walk through the door. Yeah, I got it!
It's them. Hey, Goofus! Made you look steppified, rabbit. This is the job that requires a duck. Fluffer and fuckatash. Someone done pinned my ears back.
So I've been thinking of a couple of ways to speed the run up, and they all involve possible glitches that could exist. For one thing, I can't move when this cutscene is playing. In this cutscene, I use this in every single level, which means that if I could find a way to move during it, that would be brilliant. But so far, no luck. No luck so far. Also, this one with the cars takes forever to play, so if there was some way to skip that, that'd be brilliant as well. Oh, that's cool, you hit 50 followers. That's nice. What's that thing? I can't really see against my black background. It's something sleeping.
Hooray! I'm rich.
Back to the mailroom.
Yikes! Watch the road, you maroon.
Well, if you get 50 followers and you get that thing Twitch is talking about, can you have emotes then? Is that how that works? The strategy here is basically you want to listen for him to follow you with a bomb, and then you want to go in circles. The only thing that can mess this up is other cars going into either your path or his path, because he's just gonna do the same thing all over again. And then you want to repeat this 4 times, and also while you're at it you want to collect these nickels that are hanging around. That's him. So that car is a little too close for comfort. He might mess something up, but we'll see.
Watch the road, you maroon.
Gonna see if I can look at it without dying. Let's see here. I just need to get him in the loop. Oh yeah, now I see. Let's see what's going on here. That's cool. And now the last one. There he is. So what I want to do now is I want to do exactly the same thing, but I want to do it over here. Where is he? There is he. There he is. Because when I'm done, I want to be next to this ledge to break these boxes. Oh, that's cool. Well, I didn't get the... Okay, never mind. I'll go through that in the tutorial. But yeah, I wanted to be here so I could do this. Daffy boost up here. I got that. And then let's see. Can I get the table monkey? I got him. Table monkey boys.
Hey, he looks like you, Daff.
we go. Now, since I don't have anything to go, like I have no splits to use to see if I'm doing good or not, I think this is alright, actually. I think I'm supposed to be at 17 minutes when the first level is completed. So we'll see. I'll do some focus in here. No, 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 come on. Oh.
Hey, a nickel.
Got
It's a
it.
bonanza. Boing. Okay, now you'll see how it's supposed to be done. Hey, ducks can swim, right? Who does my ears? Wouldn't you like to know? Ow!
It's too bad I missed that. What you want to do on these is you want to jump and fall into the water on top of these. Because what that does is, when he hits the water, he dips down, which means that you collide with the hitbox responsible for triggering this event, which you normally are supposed to use the dive function to get. Come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. Ooh, that's not good. I think this might be 17:30, something like that. But we'll see. 17 would be brilliant. 17:30 would do. I might as well ask you if you're still around. Is like game sound versus mic sound alright?
With the controller, rabbit. You want little old me?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what I did there, because I'm supposed to be Daffy, or I'm supposed to be Bugs when that switches over, but maybe the fact that I moved underwater by doing that dash dance made it so I was actually Daffy. I'm gonna have to investigate, because that's handy. That saves like a second, and at no cost at all. Okay, let's see here. I missed him. Nope.
And that's a rep. Hey, I'm your biggest fan. I'm the duck with a Midas touch.
Okay, so that's him. So the reason why I'm not blocking this monkey is because regardless, I'm gonna have to head over here afterwards in order to pick up the last bird seed. And it doesn't really matter if I kill him in a certain or catch him in a certain spot or not. There we go. Plugs and clouds 1443. That's really good, I think. Yeah, that's really good, right? I must have missed something, right? Maybe not. Let's go hype. So this part of the game I always get very focused because although it's an auto scroller, you don't want to lose here. That just sucks. But you don't want to not focus so that you lose here, because it takes a lot of time and it's just unnecessary. It always, whenever I play this, I remember myself. I remind myself of there's a video of a guy playing Super Mario 64, where he's on that carpet and he's on a world record run and he does some sort of stupid shit on the carpet just because he's bored and it's an auto scroller. Oh no, there we go, told you. And it ends up with him losing the world record to that. Okay, let's see here. That's sub 17 for the first level. That's really good. That's really good. Okay, let's see. Let's go to France. Let's see if I can get the black block or the shock block. The block shock. I should really name these sorts of things before I do the tutorial video. That's wrong.
Over to you, Dave. Hurry up and get in
So I'm using the same principle here, but for collecting money instead of doing any sort of like the thing with the plugs. I'm doing the same thing but with money.
Attend me, knave.
So here are some differences that I've made. First of all, it's just a minor speed difference. No, I didn't get it. You can do... Hold on. Come on.
I'm not feeling.
You can do that and just hit him directly. And you can do the boost from the fountain in order to get...
Bugs can keep his carrot.
save a little bit of time.
24 carrots. Gimme, gimme. Sure, I'll give it a go. Boing.
So let's do the shock block or whatever. I'm gonna figure out a good name because there's something there. What we want to do is we want to do the same thing we did to the monkey, but to shock by blocking him. And we want to do that by standing in a very precise spot.
Functional and fashionable.
Namely here. And if I don't hit this, we're in trouble. I got it. So he's not gonna move, and I can just whack him, which is very good. There we go. Last painting. Go into the waterfall to collect, or the water fountain in order to collect that. When you roll in this game, you do not take falling damage, which is very handy in some cases. So you can just roll off ledges and it'll kind of sort itself out.
Nice work, Dad.
So what we want to do now is we want to climb up here. This is Daffy boosting. It's basically we want to do it to get those guys. Oh. What I'm doing there is Daffy boosting, which is the jumping and using Daffy's attack, and at the peak of his jump, or at the peak of his jump, using the attack, which translates into him getting the game thinking he's on the ground, which means you can do another one. You can chain these into each other, but it only works when you do it at the peak of your jump, and also when you're hitting something. You need to get the hit confirm animation right there. Oh, I got that. That was very nice. and that's Black Shark bashing. Nice duck, rabbit, duck. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna face off with Elmer Fudd for the first time. He's hunting in the Louvre, because why wouldn't he be? And all I want to do is stand so that he hits these signs that say duck season, and they turn into Fudd season. There we go. Took a little bit longer than it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to reroute now. I'll explain how you're supposed to do this in the tutorial, but this is not the preferred order. These are the ones that get tricky because of these tourists. Because they aggro onto you, and they are a nuisance, they're in the way, and they're very annoying. Let's see, is he heading this way? Yep, he is. Because you're just standing here waiting for Fudd, and they try to take your photo, and they damage you, and it's no good. Come on, there we go, snipe! So, another thing about this game is it acts really weird when you're trying to roll up some slopes, which you saw there. I don't know if it's useful for anything or anything like that, but it's a thing.
Let's see, does this go over or under?
Oh, we caught that platform, which was very nice.
Jump!
It takes quite a bit of time for it to go up and down. Ha! Never mind. So we're lucky if we can catch the cycle.
I'm rich. Every little bit helps.
And here we want to get this gold, because after we get the monkey, the suit disappears. So we want to do that last. And without the suits, the platforms disappear as well. Okay, let's see. We want to go this way. Now what we want to do is we're going to get the second Sylvester, or the third, but the second Sylvester in the game. When you get 3 of these in the stage, Granny comes along and she's like, "Oh, that's nice, have a monkey, here you go." Bam! BAM! You get a monkey.
I'll see what it's worth down at the pawn shop.
Thanks, Granny. And now we're gonna use the fact that rolling makes it so you don't have falling damage to roll down here.
Hey, another 5 cents.
And then we want to get out here. The reason why we want to be bugs here is because we want to dig here. This is a lot of money. It's 100, 250, and that's, well, that's easy money, as it were. So this is the exception I was talking about earlier, because you might think that is the main monkey, but for some reason it's not. The monkey we got up there is the bonus monkey, so you'd think you want to do the split here, but you actually want to do the split after this chase right here, which can get a bit confusing. Get the gold in the fountain, easiest gold ever. Ooh, this is not good. Ooh, that was close. That was close. There's a backup strat for that in case something like that happens, but it's better not to use the backup strats, am I right?
What the?
And that's the real one. Once again, I can't remember when I'm supposed to be there, but we'll see in the end how good it was. I think we can go 125 sub on this currently. It feels very... oh no. The reason why we want to break those is because we're gonna go in here. Oh no, never mind. Forget what I said. We don't need to break those. This is a part of the run that is very random.
Who could ask for anything more? Can't see it, but my foot's tapping a mile a minute here. I must warn you, I'm an expert with
Which
it.
is the reason I named this this bull Randy.
I'll do any stunt for free.
Because what he does is he can throw you off, and he can
Somebody toss me a mint or something.
he can change directions. He can toss you off, and he does this very randomly. It's like
Don't forget to roll over so you'll bruise evenly. Fell on my keys. Ooh, that's gonna leave a
so
mark.
far so good. No, he's doing things.
My kingdom for a battle. Don't
He's trying to
worry,
throw
it's
me off.
only dangerous if you let go. Yow! Do I look like a
He can
helmet?
do it
Don't worry, Dad. They got
from
lots
0
more where
times
I
to
came from.
a lot of
Turn
times.
it off! Turn it off! Left, no right, no left! I think I lost the tooth. See if you can smash some of the abstract ones. I never really cared for them anyway. I knew there was a reason I never went country and western.
There we go.
That's unbelievable.
So now there's gonna spawn a monkey in the fountain, and we basically want to go get that. Bloop!
Hey, we got another monkey.
Get the 100 in the well, or in the fountain, because easy money. And the last one of those. And that's the timing for Buckaroo Bully.
It's them. It's them. Look, celebrities.
Now, when you're done with this, you want to have 3,000. You cannot leave this stage until you have 3,000 coins or money or whatever, because you're gonna need that to get into the next world, which is the casino. But currently we have 2385, I think it said. So we're gonna need 615. You get some money from this minigame by killing FUDs, and there's a lot of FUDs. Let's see here. But we're probably gonna have to go back to that place earlier, where that's the standard, unless there's lots of money turning up from basically nowhere. So you go back there and you dig a second time, because it is very, very quick cash. And also that helps you out later in the game by not having to do some things and stuff like that. What's interesting about this game is the money management, because so many things depend on how much money you got, and getting money can be very difficult sometimes, which is why it's an intricate part of this speedrun. Keeping track of how much money you got, how much money you need, places in the game where you can get a lot of money, places in the game where you can't get a lot of money, these sorts of things. So it's a little bit multi-dimensional in that way, that it's not just the same every time, because you need to think about these things. And a lot of these things depend on your RNG in the casino. And also your RNG in Area 52. Well, that's not RNG, but your skill in Area 52, rather. Your timing. Bam! Got him! Yeah! So now I'm lacking 430. There is 250 on this in this here room, which means I'm gonna have to go up there, but it's not a big deal. It's basically what you're expected to do every time.
My lucky day. Don't point. Gimme. Sure, I'll give it a go. It's them. It's them. And
And watch out for this guy.
hey, I'm your biggest fan.
avoid him like that.
Liberté, égalité, sécurité.
Hey, a nickel.
Look, celebrities.
Make with a Berlin buster.
Don't point.
Oh, I missed one. No. My precious time. There we go. But we want to say no to this. Because we want this here monkey.
Now we'll see what a real duck can do. Look, there's another monkey.
That's the split there. Oh no, I did a mistake. I did a mistake. Damn it! I forgot the Fast and the Furious. Oh well, I'll have to go back. Oh, that's gonna cost me some time. That's not. It's not the end of the world, but I forgot I was supposed to do this. It might show a bump in the split just because they always take the same amount of time, but nothing significant. Possibly a 15-second time loss, but it's a shame. If I manage to break the 125 with that, that's going to be in the world record video, which I guess it's alright. Gives people something to like, oh, I could do exactly what he did, but not fuck that up. And then I'll get the world record. So now it's getting a little bit more difficult, as you might be able to see. Got it. So that usually takes basically 1.5 minutes, I think. I'm not entirely sure. And that took 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So yeah, as I said, it's not optimal, but what are you gonna do? This is a level with all the built-in RNG in form of the gambling. While the Area 52 has kind of the same mechanic, it's less RNG because you can realistically affect it. You can affect these as well by just standing and looking, but that takes too long time. Let's see, too much time. I got that. So that one's difficult. You wanna roll at a specific angle in order to dip down. You can always see how fast you did that by seeing where you meet Elmer here. If you meet him before he's even at the fountain, that's very good. This was average, I guess. That angle is a bit difficult, but what you want to do is you want to jump onto that red balloon in order to bounce this way. If you don't bounce this way, you're not going to get the bird seed, and you want the bird seed. That's basically why we're doing that. And that's the monkey.
They'd at least get the little guy a parachute. I wonder if this one's somebody I know.
So now we're gonna try to get into the casino.
What's the right attire for an occasion like this? So, what do you think?
Okay, let's do this. Got him. That's gamble, you vermins. Yo, vermins! This one, I think, could use some optimization. I think this is a very good route, but I don't necessarily think it's the best one. And you need to be very precise when making these jumps, or it's not gonna work.
When the granny's ooh, I can feel up for
I meant to go here and not onto that frog, but it was better than falling, because then I could just jump over there. Oh yeah, that's right. Nice, nice. Where are those chickens? Look at all those chickens! Here's some gold from this. Nope. Into the hole we go. This one can be fairly random as well. It's this game in a nutshell. Randomness imbued with skill, as in many games. Oh, I know this pattern. You can draw from one of several patterns. This one seems very good until you get to the end and you realize there's like 5 laps, so I'll have to focus. Hold on, let me just focus on this. Damn it. This is when this one feels very good, but now is a massive dry spill without any balloons. Maybe not. Huh. I might have misunderstood this, and there's actually just chunks of the level that's the same, and it builds the level based on these chunks. But that beginning one is very good, and that was a very good end one, so I think that might be how that actually works.
You'd think they'd at least give the little guy a parachute.
Let's see, let's pop some of these. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting these slot machines. Meanwhile I'm getting the monkey. So, damn it. So when I roll past here with Daffy, I can pick up any potential loot that's dropped like that. And I didn't get anything on the stage, didn't get anything there. It's not too good. Not too good, but it'll have to work. I'm getting the bird seed that's behind this rock. And then I'm getting these coins since I need to hit the red. And I want to use the momentum of this in order to get up there, but now I didn't. Well, I didn't want to do that.
Hey, shiny. Boing. Don't point. One can never have too many clothes. All spiffy and new.
So these levels don't load using that monkey, which is a bit sad because the splits become very strange. But at least they're in the same place. The same applies that you need to wait for the monkey to appear, and when it does, that's when the split is.
Hey, I wasn't done with that. Money.
I'm gonna get this barrel.
Worth its weight in gold. Hey, I'd love to sing it too. Sing it, shall we? Must be open mic night. You know, back in the day, I had a line of credit at the Flamingo. It's a bonanza! Hey, another 5 cents. I got
Oh no.
real partner.
Oh well.
Hey, that height.
This one is a little bit finicky,
Boing.
but if with enough practice you can get that down. I was actually supposed to jump all the way up there, but I didn't.
Not bad. I ought to break the bank in a place like this, what with me 2 lucky rabbit's feet.
And that's where that one actually is. It's a bit annoying that the voice line sometimes makes it so that it takes longer for this to start loading, and sometimes not. I'm not entirely sure when it does and when it doesn't, so I don't know how to avoid it.
Get back here, you despicable
This one's a bit finicky.
Boy,
Let's
if
see if I
Rick
get
was
it.
brains, you'd be a genius.
Got it. If you miss this one, it's not that big of a deal because he moves rather slow and rather predictably, and you want to go around this outside area anyways to collect money, so it's not too big of a deal. Let's see here.
Boing. Hey, another 5 cents. Hey,
Can I get
shiny.
this? I could. What you gotta do there is
Caught this on
avoid
the
falling into the water.
opera.
It's bam.
Oh well.
Bam.
Maybe it wasn't worth going getting this, but
I'm rich.
I'm a little bit short on money since I've been doing badly on the slot machines, so I'm going to anyways. Then I want to go hit these guys.
GCA will hear about this.
That'll learn yous.
Oh, there you are, boys. Here.
So this is a bit of a
All I got. I found him
annoyance
screwing
that you need to
around.
wait for Granite to say her thing. He needs to turn up and say something, and then you get the monkey.
Hey, a nickel. Pretty good.
Oh,
Looks like
okay.
somebody's spoiling
That is
for a
not
while.
worth getting back up there to get, but if you
So,
get it on the
is
first
this
try,
place where the albino
it is very
hyenas
nice.
Jump!
Okay, so we're getting back up here.
Whee! Money.
And then we're jumping over here. We want to have 4,000 before we leave this area.
Wait, it's wait and go.
Ideally.
Hey, I love to sing a tune. Sing it, shall we?
Basically, I just want
Doesn't he?
a couple of... Yeah, that's good enough.
Hey,
That is
maybe
very
we
good.
should
So
catch
now we
a
get the
magic
4,000.
over here. Or another one of Barbara's retirement shows. It's a bonanza.
no.
Jump!
You don't want to mess that up and press at the wrong time.
Ouch!
Or press the wrong option there. Don't want to do that. So now we're gonna go talk to Foghorn Leghorn, and we're gonna buy his monkey. And also we're gonna challenge the Grand Crusher guy. There we go, got the monkey.
Roulette wheel. All we gotta do is match the colors for a win.
It's bam. It's bam.
Ah,
He touched me.
See if I can get it this time.
Touched me.
not bad.
Got it. You see how quick that was? I really like that.
Every little bit helps. Worth its weight in gold.
Now we're gonna become Duck Dangerous and go inside and do the... Oh yeah, shimp chase. Oh, that one I missed. Wait, I can... let's see here. I can actually redo that. There we go, and I can... There we go. So instead of being a wrong split, I instead do no split. A bit of a shame that I got this time. I'm gonna have to look back into the footage to see when the split should have been and forcefully input it there in order to have it for future runs. But yeah,
make the run. Oh, I'm all boo-hooing for you. Go!
And now we want to switch, because the game for some reason here expects you to collect that as Daffy, since you did the event as Daffy. But if we collect it as Bugs, and then when it zooms in on that guy, we pause, like this, we can actually move Bugs around and maybe get the door? No, I missed it. And just walk him into this door and he can start doing this. Saves about 1 or 2 seconds, but still.
So, what do you think? La-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-da.
I think the Grand Crusher
So where'd you see those 99-cent shrimp cocktails were hiding?
hasn't, the Grand Crusher timing hasn't been yet. I think it's when I walk out this door.
Another 5 cents. Money.
I'm gonna watch the footage back and correct any possible split things. But since I'm trying to make this the world record video, if you have any, if you want to try running this game and you want to see where the actual splits are and stuff like that, I will be making a tutorial as well, so you can have a look at that. Oh no.
No. Jump.
Let's see, 3-3. That might actually be enough, but I can't remember, so I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna go collect these anyways.
Boing. So, is this the place where the albino hyenas?
That's where it is. I'm rather sure.
It's them. It's them.
So you do not want to leave this area without 4,000, because in the next area there are basically no no money at all.
Don't point.
That's 4,000,
Sure, I'll spell you for a while, Dave. Hey, I'm Nick.
but I'm gonna go ahead and grab this anyways because it's so simple, and it'll save me some trouble later down in the line.
I just gotta give the old rabbit legs a break. Sometimes I just
Especially
gotta
on
give
the
the old
Martian
rabbit
level.
legs a break.
Or the Area 52 level, which is next. Smack this, get
Get
Daffy
over
over here.
Step up. Hey, Buck! Hey, Sam's got 5 balloons. That ain't fair.
You got lucky, Yankee.
There's probably a very good strategy for doing this. I just haven't put the time into it yet. But it feels like this would be... there would be an extremely simple, fast way of doing this.
Ha! Bow to the master, cowhand.
Because this takes a lot of time. Sometimes I get it instantly, sometimes I don't.
The weight, Tubby.
It's just very random, the whole thing.
You done made me mad.
Get that monkey.
It makes a rabbit proud.
That's the balloon fight. Wait a minute, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, lordy lord. I thought I missed to collect the last birdseed. And the thing about birdseeds for some reason, when you leave a level, they don't respawn. Or they do respawn. It does not count towards you collecting them. Unlike the Michigan J. Frog statues. Which is kind of strange, but I guess that's the way they wanted to do it. Or they accidentally did it, I'm not entirely sure. Oh no! Okay, let's go. Come on. There we go. Whew. Okay. So this is one of the places where I've done the most changes. For one, I introduced the collecting of Michigans here, because I thought, well, we're basically passing every single one of them anyways. We might as well take a little detour and get the last ones.
Hey, another
So
5
what you
cents.
do is you go into this corner, collect this one, then you jump up. Oh lordy lord. Come on, I never fail at this. There we go. You get that one.
Hey,
Get this
shine
gold
on.
while you're at it.
Suspect if it wasn't for bad
Oh,
luck,
okay,
I'd
so
have
you
no
can
luck at
usually
all.
roll off there, and I never failed that as well, but I guess it's the pressure getting to me. But you can
One
just...
wrong move and I'm an X-ray.
Oh no!
Boing.
Okay, I'm just gonna not say anything and explain it in the tutorial video. Okay, there we go, never mind. So, you can usually just roll off there and get to that platform by doing a jump.
Boing. Here comes the B
But
team.
I failed it like 3 times. So this is the skill part where you can time these to produce gold bars, and the outcomes can be drastically different if you fail, because as you can imagine 5 is a lot different from 100, but 5 and 150 is also a lot different from each other. I should just roll onto that, but I failed. Let's see.
Nickels. Sure, he gets to eat. In here I taught you wanted to be an action star. Ow!
Come on, get out of here, man.
Don't break my glasses!
Don't shoot me then. Come on, man. Have some decency.
Yes!
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that elevator, which is a shame.
Come on, give a rabbit a chance at the wheel.
Well,
Gimme, gimme.
because usually I get that elevator, or even the one before it. Okay, screw it. I lost 50 on that. That was not very good at all, but it's alright.
5 cents. Woo-hoo. Henry Ford.
This is one of the big
eat your
differences,
heart out.
because I'm collecting all of these. Because finding money in this level is tough, believe it or not. Takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. Okay, now I gotta focus. So what I wanna do is I wanna roll into these guys.
Hooray! I'm rich. There's
Roll into this guy, but then just fall off this ledge. Oh, I missed 50. I missed 100 in total. Land on this guy. Haven't produced that monkey. The reason why I punched the mailbox to get the bugs over there is because now, when I walk through this door, that's gonna trigger the cutscene that opens up the door on the other side. And if I switch to Bugs, well, he's there. So that's very handy. That's Foghorn's body. Oh, come on. Come on.
Gold! I've got gold! What a haul! If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. No cat's gonna get the best of
This upcoming race would be really interesting to have someone who speedruns or routes like racing games have a look at. Just because I know the basics of how a racing game speedrun works, but I've been looking and I can't really find those like positions where you need to cross in order to advance in a lap and stuff like that. But I get a feeling there's a way of doing that very quickly. The one problem with that being, oh sorry, the game waits for the instant Martians to respawn, or no, to go into the goal as well, and I don't know what happens if you're one lap ahead of them. Maybe if you're one lap ahead of them, it means that they'll just have to complete the lap they're on, or maybe there's a timer, or maybe they need to complete every single lap. If they need to complete every single lap, then there's obviously no way to race this faster, because you can't make them race faster. But if one lap ahead means that they only need to finish their current lap, then that would be amazing, because that means that you could probably do some sort of race trick to finish 1 or 2 or even 3 laps ahead of them, which would mean a lot of time saved, because this just takes ages. And as soon as you're done collecting all the coins, you're like, okay, but what do I do now?
Martian, Martian, Martian.
Martian, Martian, Martian.
Another one bites the dust.
That's it. The last coin. And that's like lap 3, so it feels like there's a lot of improvement to be made here by glitching.
I've heard the saying, life is just a game, but this is ridiculous. That's one less to worry about.
I'm thinking about being in or applying for the ESA, the European Speedrunning. I'm not entirely sure what ESA stands for, but basically ASDQ but Europe, and that would mean that I like this section here is probably where I'd be like, yeah, that you can just go ahead and do other things, read donations or whatever, because that's a really boring segment.
It's the monkey bonanza.
On the other hand, here comes a couple of very fast-paced sections instead. So if I recall correctly, the improved run should be around 1 hour 9 minutes when the oh, that's right,
A nickel.
when the
Jump. I'm rich. It's a bonanza.
when Area 52 is done. So we'll see if I hold that standard. So you want to do this in one try. If you don't, then you're in trouble, because everything will be out of sync and basically nothing will work. Got him. So you can get ahead of him right there, and if you do, you can just do the smacks. The thing is, now the game wants you to run the rest of the course and exit through the normal exit, because the entrance is not a exit as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the menu and skip to the next portion of the game. And since we're not doing any sort of bird seeds in this level, it's not going to matter, because everything is going to stay saved. This is a very quick part of the segment, segment of the run. What the game wants you to do, they want you to get the Space Hunter suit or whatever, and just shoot lots of the space costume. Shoot lots of aliens, but we don't want to do that. We just want to keep on rolling. No, okay, serious. I need to get that carrot. Usually you should not get hit by anything there. So be careful not to walk into that door.
I'm ready for my close encounter, Mr. DeMille.
When you're standing still there, it's easy for the insect Martians to slap you. So you want to be careful when you're doing that.
The rabbit? I'm the rabbit. Go rabbit, go rabbit.
I feel a vague sense of disappointment in my equipment. Ever feel that you've been cheated?
And that's that. It's just a little bit over a minute. Okay, let's see. Last time I did this, I got infuriated because I didn't understand what was going on, because I hadn't encountered this before.
Okay.
But what it is you need to Daffy boost on a particular part of the globe, so to say, or the dome, or you won't be able to get up here. Let's see, and that's it. And then you do this. Oh no, come on! Okay, that has never happened to me before. That is immensely annoying. I do not know how to fix that. I sincerely do not know how to fix that. Okay, we'll just have to figure it out, I guess. Oh, come on, why did that need to happen here? Why?
Give a rabbit a chance at the wheel.
I was doing so
I'll
good,
spell you for a while there.
and then that happened. Why is it always this stage, man? It's always this stage. Okay, so meanwhile this is going on. I may be able to figure out how to fix that. So I need to get up there again, which means I need to take Daffy out there. Okay, yeah, I think I see what I need to do. It's gonna take a little bit extra time, which was so unnecessary. But, oh well.
You want some too? Okay, bring it on.
Well, you learn. You play this game, you play it more, you learn.
Destroy you to liberate your planet.
Yeah. Do you feel lucky, Doc? Ooh, now that's gotta hurt.
Earth will be so wonderful when there are no more Earth creatures to muddle things up.
Nobody messes with my good buddy. Or dead. Did you ever get the feeling you was being rendered?
You are either with Mars or you are against it. My alien hordes will devastate your planet.
Well, I got enough money now anyways, which is good. That means that I won't have to do some strange things in the Jungle Ruins level later.
Bring it on. If I had a nickel for every time I had to save.
Prepare to be destroyed
There we go.
by a PU-36
So I think the simplest way to do this is going Daffy, going out, and then Daffy boosting up again.
Modulating.
Come to Uncle Bugsy, little bonus monkey. About time,
Let's see.
Gameplay hog.
don't know where that spot is. We're back at the same fucking spot I was last time. I can't make sense of this, because now I don't have any direction to follow. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. Oh, thank God. Okay. No, not a soft lock. Not a soft lock, please. Yeah, thank you. There we go. And let's get the monkey. Okay. That's it. 1-6. Oh, that's still way ahead of time, but it could have been more ahead of time. Okay, let's go here. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
What's the matter there? You ain't scared of those crocs, are you? You ain't the only one who can hop bug feed.
Oh, come on. Okay, so there's a strategy for this as well, but I'm guessing we won't get to see that. So if you want to see how this is supposed to be done, just go ahead and check out the tutorial I'm gonna make. Oh, this is what you want. Why you want to do this correctly this first time, because there's so many things buggy with this part of the game. Okay, so that was supposed to go a lot quicker. Now we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're gonna get out and then get in order to warp to the beginning of the next part of the game. And once we've done that, we're gonna immediately go back out. Because what the game wants you to do is they want you to continue climbing up there, then stopping the waterfall from draining and go in here. But we can skip all of that by just doing this.
They don't look so tough.
If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
That pretty cat should
And we're going back.
trouble to get into trouble.
I'll let you deal with this one. I got one. Hey, Goofus.
Let's see if we can get this.
Hey, Buster. It's time to
Nope,
share
I
the
didn't.
processor
Oh,
cycle.
I forgot to change my
Buster,
grip.
Okay, now you'll see how it's supposed to be done. Hold your horses, slave driver.
There we go. Got it.
High gravity video games. Hooray! I'm rich. Watch your feet. There are traps everywhere. Gold. I've got gold. Fine, you big baby. I'll let you in. Sure, I'll give it a go. It's like eating potato chips. You can't hit just one. Those statues look hungry.
Now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to feed these guys. And this is very slow. You can actually skip this by glitching through that door over there. But that comes back to the... Oh, that was close. To the main problem with this game. Since you need so many monkeys at the end, most glitches are not useful because they mean by doing them you will have fewer monkeys in order to get through the last door, and you'll just get to the last door very quickly without monkeys, and yeah, that's no good. I was thinking about making a run showing how quickly you can beat this game if there wasn't a limit on that door, because you can get to that door very quickly. especially if you're allowed to use one of the cheat codes that comes with the game. That's called outtake. What outtake does is gives you access to a special minigame or a boss that was put into the game. However, if you, upon completing that very simple boss, press the start button right before the cutscene loads, the game thinks that it's supposed to load another cutscene, which doesn't exist, which for some reason puts you right here. That after doing that, you can skip through this door by doing that glitch I mentioned earlier, and then you can do the same glitch we do in come on, we do in the first level with the doors that open when loading the area. You can do that, but with the door up here after that. It's a whole thing. I'll show you in the tutorial. Come on now. No, that takes a lot of time. No! Oh no! So many things taking time.
Ew, creepy. What a hole! Come to think of it, I could use a good soak. Still pink in the middle? Good.
Good.
Knew I should have laid off those crunchy cream donuts.
Now that's just spooky. Why, looky there. Up the danger rental facility.
There's a massive maze here. You don't want to navigate that. It's just
I'll do any
you
stuff
don't.
for free.
Why would you?
That's your dang dirty glove for me.
Another one bites the dust. Hold on, folks. We're working
Let's
on
see.
it.
So we want to do this in a very specific order.
These guys will eat anything.
We want to go into the water, jump out to collect that money, because jumping out of the water does the same effect of you popping down. Then we want to dive onto this money, and we want to hit that, and then we want to change. That was very nice. Now it's time for Bugs' version of this puzzle.
Where's the rest of your body, Doc?
You can bring Daffy in here to do some Daffy boosting in order to skip some parts of the maze, but I actually think this is the fastest way, just using Bugs. But I can be proven wrong. Oh no, come on. Oh no! I saw the platform. It was there. There it is.
Otherwise, no harm done. See? It's true that character
Pick this up.
I'd have no luck at all.
that'll learn yous.
Yeah, I think we're on rather good pace. I think 125 is definitely doable from this.
Was this your monkey?
Maybe even better, but I'm not entirely sure. I shouldn't speak ahead of myself. And that's even though I've been doing some mistakes. So we'll see what how this turns out. I don't know how much money I need as well. I have gotten quite a bit of money.
It's a bonanza.
Yeah, that's way good.
Hey, a nickel.
So now technically I do not need to collect any more money, I think. Which is good, because that means... Wait, let me just think through that. 2,000. Yeah, that's right. Okay, then I'll skip doing that part and just go straight to this. That's a tuna in my soup. Okay, 10 minutes in order to get the 125 sub. I think that is entirely doable, but we will have to see. Don't need to collect any extra money out here. I could have if I would have had not enough money, but since that is not an issue, I won't.
You don't want to eat me. I'm scrawny. Barely an appetizer. Hey, a nickel.
Whew. Getting into the end game. Let's see. anything can happen in this this section here. There's a lot of,
I got
because
time
if you
to
bump even a single thing, that sets you off the time that you want. And not bumping into things is a bit difficult, especially when you're opting for the super fast path.
Wrong way!
Okay, let's go.
This is not the time for a kiddie
Let's
ride.
go 125 sub. Let's go.
Cover your eyes, Dad. Don't look.
Okay, this is good.
Every little bit helps.
There's one part of the waterfall where he bumps into the wall, and I just want to reach that again, and I'll have this in a bag.
Hurry!
And that's this part right here. No, it's the next part. Let's see. Here it is. And he bumps,
Quit stop.
and I got it. Sebson season. If I get 125 from this Ginny, I'm gonna get like a tutorial up on how this is run, and then I'm going to
Hey, it's
make
raining bonus monkeys.
like a submission to have a run at ESA, because it seems really fun, and I feel that I'm good enough at the game to do it if I can do this. Okay, let's go. 8 minutes, 7 minutes left. 2 foghorns, 1 skip. That's it. Okay, they're not up yet. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. TwitchCon. What do you mean by that?
Did you ever get the feeling you was being rendered?
What's to worry about TwitchCon?
Ooh, that's interesting.
You want some, punk?
Hey, a nickel.
Okay, that's cool.
You know, I'm a lot better at digging than you are, Dave.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at what you said later, because
It's a
now I
bonanza.
missed a thing, which is not good when I'm this late into the run. Bam. Okay, I see what you're saying. I hope I have enough money now that I didn't miss, because I was actually supposed to take that money, but okay, we'll see. All I need is 1,500. I got it. Brilliant. Then I did calculate that correctly. That's Foghorn 2. Let's go. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Let's go. Oh, come on now.
Every little bit helps. Just pretend it's duck food, Doc. And exactly what is duck food anyways?
Can't you do anything by yourself? Step aside, Rabbit. This is the job that requires the... Yeah, keep your shirt on, Buster. You'll get your chance later.
Sure.
You're helpless without me. Hey, Controller Hog, why don't you let someone else give it a try?
Sure, I'll give it a go.
Out to lunch, I can't swap now.
Don't be so pushy, Dave. We can't swap now. Coffee and carrot break.
Hurry up and get in your bubble. Nichols. Cheapskates.
Yeah, the switching gets very intense at this part.
There ain't no shame in acknowledging
You gotta...
limitation.
The micromanaging, managing, man.
Back in the glory, Rabbit.
Okay, so this is kind of cool if you want to watch this, because this is a glitch I found. I just hope I get it first try, because that's gonna mean sub 125. By rolling into Taz over here, and doing it correctly, that is a massive message that I can't read right now. I got it. Okay, let's see.
Don't worry, folks. It's just a game.
Come on.
Give 'em a left and a right.
Let's see. Flying task. There we go. It took a little longer than it usually does. I'm not supposed to be Taz here in any way, shape or form. I'm actually supposed to do a thing, get a monkey, then there's supposed to be platforms. But why do that when you can just, you know, fly?
No wonder they died out. Attend to me, knave. Don't be so pushy, Dave. We can't swap.
Okay, so now we're gonna wait for this to die out. 3 minutes. Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Don't be so pushy,
I wanna be
Dave. We can't
Bugs,
swap
because he jumps
now.
better.
You must be joking.
Okay, what were you saying?
Letting
It's really
you
fast to climb
try
up with the
this.
bugs first
Sorry,
instead of just
Dave,
doing
I'm
Daffy
too
first
busy.
and do
Check
the...
back later. Sure, I'll spell you for a while, Dave. Hey, another 5 cents.
I'll try to figure out what you meant by that after this, because this is the final boss. Okay, 3 minutes. Yeah, I'm planning to pull that joke at some point, like, because at ESA, TAS isn't allowed, but I'm like, nah, screw that, I'm doing TAS. It's a TAS run. TAS-less, not as fun.
Bugs Bunny, former star of this adventure. And I'm Daffy Duck. Available for weddings, bar mitzvahs,
Okay, let's see
or
here.
life in a
3
picnic
minutes, yeah.
particular.
So what I want to do here is I want to do 11 hits on him and then use the POW. There's supposed to be a POW bar, but that's not here since I did the glitch and the UI is doing some crazy things. Yeah, Tweed is a big monster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, POW. Granny's a Tweed is a massive prehistoric dinosaur monster. What about it? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. POW.
You want a piece of Tweety? Come and get some.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. POW. And here we go. Just as I skip this cutscene.
I beat the bad old monkey.
Woohoo! The Guardian
Got it, that's time. Sub 125, boys! Let's go! I got it! Yeah! Okay, you were saying something about switching. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think... because you need to be bugs in order to jump up there. You can use something called Daffy boosting to glitch up there. But that takes longer than just jumping. Oh, save splits, that's right. Let's see here.